I should have just started.
Yeah,
the music right when I started the.
We'll start on 10.
Yeah, we'll go on 10. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to
Where Do We Begin?
Just a podcast where 5 guys had a dream to do something besides open a burger joint.
Or
Sir.
smoke them.
Every time.
Here you'll hear a little bit of everything about a whole lot of nothing.
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 What's up, everybody?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up, dude?
So I think if you're listening, this is going to be episode 4, and I think we need to go ahead and while we start, say a thank you to everybody because we've had some like really, really good feedback.
For real.
So to all of our fans,
Thank
sign
you.
autographs. We've got merch out.
Dude, I actually
We
had
don't actually have merch out yet.
I had to sign somebody's baby, bro.
Oh,
Bro,
Insane.
I haven't
Insane.
signed anybody's baby yet, but that's a goal.
I'll be selling sticks for $24.99 Signed sticks for $24.99 a piece.
the
But-
Shane stick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
the
Shane
Shane
stick. It
stick.
is. It's not just any stick. Well, it will be a stick that I'll just find on the ground, but it'll be personal when
It'll
when
be
I-
signed.
Yeah, I'll sign it and
But for real,
it'll be a limited run and only to 10 sticks.
for real though, I think we've we had low expectations coming into this, and I think that second episode
Yeah,
really
we've
been
getting
yeah.
some really
expectations.
Boosted us for sure.
yeah we've
Yeah.
been getting some really good feedback.
We're confident now.
Episode 1 met all of my low expectations.
like checked every single one. I was disappointed in that one.
Episode 2 was a good one.
Honestly, I was listening to other comedy podcasts when I was and I started right before I started editing episode 1, and I started going through, and just the whole time I was just putting my hand on my forehead, and I was like, guys, we really got to get better at this.
No, but
I was like, one thing I think our problem was talking over each other. We talk too much
Yeah, for sure.
over each other. Not that the whole thing is to talk, but we talked over each other too much.
And that's something you don't understand until you get behind
Yeah.
a microphone in a room with more
Because see,
people.
right the first time we were just all talking to each other like we were talking to each other.
Like a conversation.
And
yeah.
it never occurred that, hey, people listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
But to our viewers, our faithful that have listened to episodes 1, 2, and 3, and if you haven't, go back and listen. We really appreciate you, and we're not going to give you anything except more episodes,
Yeah.
more,
And maybe
more
a stick.
comedy. But bear with our awkwardness for the first however many episodes because we are hilarious. And I listened to episode 2 about
How
6
self-conceited.
times.
way to be humble about it, though.
Well, I'm just saying. I listened to episode 2 like 6 times.
I
and
did.
laughed
I
every
listened to it
time.
like 3 times. I think.
I did have somebody tell me tonight that they listened to episode 2 3 times, and it wasn't you, but they said they listened to episode 2 3 times just because they loved it so good.
I've listened to it multiple times.
It's good.
Something we could do to remedy everybody talking over each other is we could hire a guy to come in here and just actually a lot of the big podcasts do that. They've got a guy that sits in a central location where everybody can see him, and he'll be like, if it gets out of hand and people start talking over each other, he'll give a certain sign or something like that.
Well, see, that was my original plan with somebody being over each episode and everything. Was like, okay, well, you go ahead and say what you want to say. Everything just that way. Have a little bit more control.
Right. I do think the camaraderie, I think is the word I'm looking for, of everybody like chiming in is good. We've just got to get it
Under
Where it's not
control.
so
Yeah.
chaotic.
right.
I do think that the improvement between episode 1 and 2
Yes.
was incredible.
Oh,
A million miles.
Because
One
like
more
when I
thing.
listened to that second one, like it didn't sound like we were the same people. Like it sounded like we were doing it with so much longer. It was
Yeah.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you guys this before we started recording. We did have a request from somebody, from a few people actually, and I wanted to make sure that I asked it during the episode because I want everybody to hear you guys' live reactions. Several people have asked.
Are you pregnant?
Yes.
Congratulations.
No. Several people have asked if we could do several episodes a week.
Several.
In short, no. Jesse, why don't you chime in on that one, brother?
That's
So, some of us might be able to do that. Others might not.
The only way I think we could do that is if we recorded like multiple episodes when we come. Like right now, if we recorded
yeah.
several episodes right now, But
the thing is, by the end of the day,
right
we're
now,
shot. We're just like,
there's 5 of us, and 2 out of the 5 of us have kids. We have
were
jobs.
you including yourself on that?
Yes.
And
Yours isn't a kid. Yours is a giant.
The 1 week though, kind of, because think about it, if you do it every day, you know,
It'll
you're
get old.
losing. Yeah, but the 1 week you got fresh topics. And
Yeah.
like you're coming like with bullets in the barrel. Like I'm about to bring some fire.
Yeah. So I think for not getting old sake and for our time's sake, we'll just keep it to 1 for now until we're rich, famous, and we
We got to leave them hungry.
Yeah.
We got to leave them hungry and thirsty.
So how many people asked us to do several?
3.
3.
3 people.
Well, I'm sorry. They're going to be disappointed a little bit.
The reason they asked though is because they said they like listening to us on their way to work.
Hey, but I appreciate you 3. And, you know, and another thing, if we get like a setup that's like permanent, it'd be a whole lot easier just to come record a
because it
podcast.
takes us 30 minutes to set up, just because of which it took longer tonight because of we're in a different room. But
We've got, if you look at the table right now, we've got a mirage of cords and all
you
that
mean
has
they're
to
fake.
it all has to be set up and then taken back down. And on a weeknight, that's just hard to do.
Now, like I said, if we get famous off this and we can do this full time, then we'll give you plenty of episodes a week. But
oh, y'all will be sick of us if we get to the point where we can make money off of it.
That's one thing I did want to say though before we went into your topic, Cody, was I'm not a podcast listener. I know that's like
Same. Like I've never.
But I legit, like I downloaded podcasts just so that I could listen to that one multiple times. So I think we're putting out good content. And if there's 3 people that want us to put out multiple a week, we've had many people come up and talk about topics in the podcast. So I think, it's enjoyable.
Yep, it is. All right, so my first topic.
who said you could go first?
That's
Okay, I'm kidding.
my first topic. And we call them topics, but they can be questions or needing advice on something. It's anything.
I'm excited for mine.
I do want to say that by the time you're listening to this, we hope to have social media up and running. We're gonna
100%. I'm working on that this week.
We're gonna do a deal where y'all can give us questions, y'all can give us stuff.
I'm excited for it. So excited.
We may even do like a sneak peek video.
We'll start a Patreon. No, one day
We'll do a sneak peek video of us recording the podcast that week or something, where we can include y'all during the process of the editing and stuff. But just something new that we'll try with it, see if it works out.
Also, if if it's something that people would like listening to and stuff, then we could even with Instagram and stuff, we could go live and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like that
Do
way
streams and
people, that way people can get a look on not for the whole episode, but while we're recording an episode, just go live on Instagram and just let people see a little bit.
yeah. Another thing I want to do is YouTube, because that's something that anybody and everybody can get onto without a subscription. The main problem I've seen with these 2 podcasts that's already dropped is people not being able to pull them up, not being able to find them. YouTube is literally as universal as it gets, and it's free to post stuff on there, and if we get to a point where we have enough listeners, we can get ads, and I think eventually you can start drawing off of those ads. Now, this is not something that we're looking at making a second mortgage on. We're not necessarily looking at the money side of it, but if it comes with it,
it comes with it. Yeah,
it comes with it. So
I told everybody my opinions on that last episode.
we need better equipment eventually, and so to get to the first topic, we're gonna go to the science room. Somebody has invented a time machine, and you're allowed to go back to any time period that you want to. Here's the kicker. The kicker. When you get there, you're stuck there.
Forever.
You live the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I don't think
You
that's
live
it.
the rest of your life there. For us with wives, our wives go with us.
Okay.
But you have to dress, and kids. You have to.
that was an important one right there.
You have to dress to that time period, whatever time period, and you can go to the future. We just don't really know. I mean, we could use the Star Wars stuff to see kind of where it's headed.
We can.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm going. That's it. That's,
Okay.
That's my answer.
Well, why don't you go first?
I'm gonna go right there.
Explain why you want to go there.
But you got
lightsabers.
You can't just say like future. You gotta give like time.
Yeah. How far down the road? And the beauty of it is you transport yourself as you are right now. So if you're going to 2050, you're not going to be, 30 years older.
Good, because where I'm going, I'd probably be dead.
So
actually,
Shane, start us out.
Huh.
Just some pros and cons.
I'm thinking, okay, because if you've ever seen Star Wars, not a sponsor, then it starts off by saying a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is, if you know how time works in space, I'm actually thinking that Star Wars is in the past. It's because from Mars. Okay, I don't know. A lot of you probably kept up with the Perseverance rover landing on Mars.
Yeah.
By the time the Perseverance rover actually landed on Mars, it took 12 minutes before we here on Earth knew that it was landed, because that's the time, because of the way light traveled, light and sound and stuff. So I'm actually thinking that Star Wars is in the past. So whatever year that was, in some other galaxy far, far away. Can we go to other locations? Is this
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away because I want lightsabers, and that's the main reason I want lightsabers.
The main thing that sticks out to me with Star Wars is the light speed or whatever that they go to when hyper
jumps and stuff.
Yeah, that's just awesome. Like if that technology was real, that would be crazy.
Exactly. Like, you just, instead of going to Walmart across town, just go to another planet.
Yeah. Well, and another thing is, like in the movies, they're doing a hyper jump and then they slow down to like barely even moving, and then they're getting shot at, and they don't jump back into hyper speed or whatever it's called. I know it's for the thematic.
Actually, that's because they do have a theory behind that. Like, I'm not trying to just take over the topic, and this is a Star Wars podcast now. But actually, it's because of their hyperdrives. After you use it once, they have to warm back up.
Got to reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So,
but I could just imagine that feels like you ever like you're on a road, especially like 72 when you're going and you slow down to like 55 when you're going 65. Or you might be breaking the law, which I don't do, but you might be going like 80.
I feel like you're lying.
No.
How many tickets have you got?
What?
How many tickets have
Let's
you
not
gotten in
bring
the
up
past
tickets.
2 years, Jesse Scroggins?
In the past 2 years? Oh, but
Past
none
2
of them
years.
were speeding related, though.
True. They
Let's
were all
not-
headlight related.
No, I had one speeding related.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not bring up tickets, please.
All right, Collins, where you headed? Papa.
Okay,
I'm
gonna be
headed back
honest.
to the 60s.
No, it's actually farther than that. Definitely
To the
around
40s.
the
20s.
early 40s,
Oh.
around World War II. That was my.
Wow, so you can be drafted and
I
get
don't.
shot?
Yeah.
I don't think that would be
Actually,
it, bro.
I would
I don't know
like it.
about
You
it.
would like to be drafted and shot?
No, not drafted.
We
I
can
would
take care of that for
definitely
you, bud.
No,
So you would dress that way and
well, yeah, if I had to.
40s wasn't too bad to dress, though.
No, yeah.
The 20s was the best dressed.
That's what's up.
No.
For the
We're in
men.
the 20s now.
Yeah, for the men, definitely.
And for the women too, they wore dresses, which of course I'm sure they wouldn't like it, but
well,
I
like
mean, they
the
look
early
the nicest.
the early 20s, yes.
Yeah, before
During
the
the
great
roaring, that no.
Yeah,
The,
it wasn't
The
good.
flappers.
Yeah, the
That's what they're
flappers.
called,
That's
yeah.
not.
I'm thinking before the Great Depression.
Yeah. What about you, Levi?
Man, I don't even know. Honestly,
You know how I disappointed you in that first episode?
is that what that was?
I'm feeling it
Yeah,
now.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. Just go ahead and tell me.
It would probably be like the Old West, probably
Old West?
for sure.
I got you.
would
The
be
Old
a
West or the
bounty, bro.
Wild West?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Okay,
Dude, this man's gonna live in the Alamo.
so
Dude.
that'd be that. So you're looking
Yeah.
about like late 1800s.
Yeah,
But that's Civil War era too. Would you be okay with that?
I'd be okay with it. I think I could pass.
Okay.
I think I could get by.
All right.
What about you, Scroggy?
So me, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that I'd want to time travel into the future because I'm a very outgoing person, and like as life is progressing, people are getting more. It feels like
He's about to get
like
deep
shut
on
in.
this, isn't he?
No, so like I know the future is probably gonna be cool because everything that you watch or see and everything's futuristic, but it just seems like everyone gets disconnected.
We've all seen Wall-E. We know where we're headed.
Yeah. Seriously.
To space.
Which
But-
ties in Shane's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to, I'll be in the past, like I said, so.
But then when you think about it, I'd probably want to go and carry all my knowledge that I've got with me now.
Which
Not a
isn't
lot,
much.
but hey. And I'd like to go the beginning of America. And for a couple of reasons. Now, number one, it'd just be cool, colonial days and all that. But another, if I'm taking all the knowledge that I have now, which, like you said, isn't much, but I'm the smartest man in the world.
True.
Oh yeah, easily.
That is that is good.
Oh,
True.
for sure. Now, the only problem is do you get bored?
Bro, if you could go back then, you could start your own version of Tesla.
I was just about to
Bro, I
ask.
could be
You would be the
president.
richest dude there.
I was about to ask, okay, we didn't actually make this rule. If you've seen Back to the Future, can you change things?
No.
Because
you gotta stay there.
Because it doesn't affect your later life.
what I'm saying though is
You're basically you've been here your whole life, wherever you're going, you've been there, but you start at 16
but what
or
I'm saying
whatever
though,
age you are right now.
what I mean though is if we went back and then like he said started Tesla and instead of Elon Musk it would be us, that would change
So,
the timeline.
it would have a little bit of effect, but I guess what he's saying is not really changing your life because you're just literally taking your life and moving it. But it would have effects.
Yeah.
So my idea would be I would go back and I would establish myself as the smartest, most interesting man alive, and I'd be president of the USA.
But I feel like they have
would
a
change the history.
because
Well,
they'd have
and-
a butterfly effect.
I guess in this scenario, you're in your own world, so
yeah,
whatever
it's
you
not
change,
gonna happen.
Are we are we going like Avengers thing where every time we go back it starts a new timeline or
no.
I mean
You're
we
in
can
your
get really
own-
confusing with this.
We all know we're living in a bubble, and there's people watching us.
I'm
just
sure the
kidding.
government is listening to this podcast right now. And we don't even have it posted.
Well, hey, we welcome y'all. However, it is important to know we do not cover politics.
They they give the aliens in Area 51 headphones and like here listen. That's their entertainment.
I don't know. I know I said that to be the smartest, in which if I go back 50s and 60s, I'd still be pretty wise for that time. But when we've talked about this in the second episode, you'll remember about feeling like we're in the 80s and stuff, riding
Yeah,
bikes.
going- yeah.
Just being that connected, where
Yeah.
you don't worry about
Yeah.
going down the road, and everybody's happy.
Yep. Did you give a time?
did.
Kind of. I said kind of like colonial America.
Okay.
Hey,
late
if depending on your
1700s.
timing, he said he wanted to be in the Wild West, and you want to be colonial. Y'all might meet one day.
Dude,
We might.
Because that's
we
really
can be
close
the smartest
together.
dudes
That's
together.
Hey, you can be my Sacagawea.
that'd be within close to 100 years from each other. So
If you call him a Sacagawea one more time,
I mean nothing but compliments when I say that.
that doesn't sound like a compliment. Okay, so mine would be, I think I would go to, we'll say the early 50s, because that's my, I'm going to pull out a big word, forte, but I don't know the definition. I've just heard people say it.
It's actually a small word.
that's a
to be
bad word.
honest.
Is it really?
No.
Okay. Making sure. I love the Andy Griffith time frame.
He
And-
likes the thought of atomic war.
Well, I'm just kidding. No, I like the fact that everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
You're in a town with
Yeah.
everybody you know. You know, if you see somebody's kid, you can spank them if you want to.
You
Hold on.
invite them over to dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people come over. You sit out on your porch at night because we don't have other stuff to do as far as, anything technology-wise and all that. I think social media was the downfall of society there. I said it.
Yes,
I agree 100%.
I think when everybody was able to get into everybody else's business from their couch.
Except for promoting our podcast.
Yes, social media is great for promoting the podcast. Cha-ching. Go ahead.
So you're telling me you're going back to the 50s just so you can sneak beat other people's kids. Just so, that was your. I feel like you went around that like very sneakily, but that was the main goal.
Him becoming a parent like made him realize that I want to beat other people's kids.
I think you misread that.
That is exactly what you said.
That's exactly what I
That-
heard.
I caught you, bro. I caught you.
Another thing about that is you didn't really have a job.
Yeah.
You
you
made your own living. You know,
Well, the man had a
you
job
grew
and the
your-
woman got to stay at home.
right, and you grew your own food. And I wouldn't go to city life in the 50s. It would be rural,
Rural.
RURAL, America, where you grow your own stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think that's another downfall to society.
Obesity.
is- well, if you're out plowing fields, you ain't gonna get fat.
Exactly.
And if you look
Cutting
at
that
guys,
sorghum.
if you look at or older men now that were born and raised in the 50s and they worked on a farm, they are stout.
And
And
they're
they're,
my grandfather, 90 years old, still doing everything that I do.
they may be smaller than I am, but they are a solid muscle.
Also, what I was thinking is like back then, when people worked, they didn't work to get rich.
Right.
They just worked to live.
They worked to get what they needed.
Yeah, and they went home, spent time with their family, weren't worried about overtime hours. You know, I'm sure there were some,
Right.
but it just seemed like as a whole.
Yep.
Their music was a lot better too.
Oh yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah. All right, Levi, what's your topic, bro?
Man, I like
Tonight.
Tonight, yeah, obviously. Okay, so I guess if there was one big message that you had to give out to people, like before, like I guess. I can't. Like, hold on. Today's been really like tough for me, just in general. Like,
Okay.
I feel that.
my
has it?
ADHD's been crushing.
we went from talking over each other all the time to like almost not talking at all, guys. Come on now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find a good middle here.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
We don't, I'm glad you said middle because we don't need mediums. We don't believe in that.
Nope.
all right. Basically,
You got spiritual.
Wow.
And
No, we
on
don't get
Genesis
spiritual. We
1,
don't believe in mediums.
all right. Main message to people, if you could like give on a large scale, I guess. Does that make sense?
Wait,
Wait.
what? Say
Like
Say
on
that
a
again.
large scale, if you could give one message to like everybody,
Oh, I
if
got
Is
you
this about
could,
to get deep?
well, it could be, or
Yeah,
it could be
this-
really funny. I mean, it
like
could
this
go
one.
either way. What would it be?
On a large scale, if
Yeah.
you could tell anybody like
Yeah,
any
Any-
time period,
yeah. Life advice, I guess. Go,
Are we
yeah.
are we telling anybody or are we telling everybody?
Whatever, whichever one you want.
basically, if you had a message for somebody, any time period, anybody, what would
Can
it
I
be?
go first? Because I feel like everybody's going to say the same thing.
Go ahead.
Well, you know,
I'm not.
I mean, getting spiritual. I'd want to let everybody know because you know we see it in America that there's some people that know about God, but you know they make the choice not to live that way. Or
I'm
not
glad
to
you're
follow.
saying this one now, so I don't feel bad when I don't say that one.
But they make the choice, you know, like they may have been raised in church or taught about Jesus as a young child, and then they make the choice not to live that way. But you know, there's some people that are still waiting to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can give a message to everybody in the entire world, I just want everybody to know the gospel.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get too spiritual.
No,
you
you're
know,
good.
But that would be legit my message. They know the gospel, know who Jesus is, and life beyond what we're at now.
Right. What about you, Shane?
I want to go last. I want
Okay.
everybody else's first
All right.
Hey,
because I don't want to go after that.
I've got two. Be thinking of one. I've got two. The first one, please put the toilet paper on the roll correctly. Because,
What is correctly?
well, where the toilet paper's like coming out at
Yeah.
you instead of
You're
following
like
the
pulling
wall.
it this way,
Because,
not under.
I mean, that's got to be another downfall to society.
Yeah, that's
People
where
are
we're
losing their
wrong.
minds.
You know we're
because
probably
of-
going to lose listeners for this. The other half that
Dude,
do
no,
it backwards.
no,
They are
no
welcome.
politics, bro.
They are welcome to leave.
This is
I'm
definitely
just
politics.
kidding. If that's your thing, put it on there wrong. I mean, that's just you. And the other one is a bit deeper. My deal would be that what you see, if there's a young person, what you see going on around you that is not that is of the world, I guess you could say, that is a more worldly lifestyle, is not really what it really is. And
Yeah.
There's some of us that can attest to that.
Has Colin said a word this entire time?
No, he has. No, yeah, he did. He said he was gonna the war, Tom. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
got
Okay,
back to.
he
Yeah.
said
World War
maybe
II.
2 sentences.
But back to
Hey,
my
I'm
topic.
talking a little bit more than I normally do.
Hey,
Okay.
people have been asking, saying you need
I
to
know.
talk.
We're gonna
Maybe
start
I'm
clocking
working
his
on it.
minutes.
They've been sneak hating on you, bro.
They really are.
For real.
You only get paid what you talk.
Dang.
A
Well-
penny a minute.
There's people outside riding right now saying more pawpaw.
I second what you were saying though. That last
Well,
one. Well, actually,
let me
no.
finish. I can attest that just in my life and looking at people around me that I grew up with, I can tell a tremendous difference with the reward, I guess you could say, of staying strong in God. And it's not always easy, and you're going to mess up. The big thing is don't go through anything alone.
Yeah.
Find you somebody that you can talk to.
Well, punch the mic then. No, but something to add to that, I think it's I guess to another way to put that is like things look real sweet from the outside.
Yeah.
Things,
Mhm.
until you're in those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You know what I'm
cliche,
saying?
but I mean,
But like that's how it is. Like
Yeah.
for real. Like it can look really good out like when you're not there.
it's also biblical,
Yeah.
which is the biggest thing. I mean, it's not sin is fun for a season, and then it all goes down the drain.
I have a Christian podcast that we can talk about.
Okay, all
I
right.
think this is a good thing to interject.
Hey,
so,
Jesse's been on it
Yeah.
before.
yeah.
yeah.
See, we talked about.
Levi
Thanks.
actually took on kind of sort of what I was going to talk about. It'd definitely be around my age range talking
Mhm.
about it. But coming from the mistakes that I've made in my lifetime, definitely.
In his lifetime.
Bro, you
my
made
lifetime, no.
mistakes.
Yes, actually, quite.
Get
a few.
out of this room, Colin.
We're all perfect in here. No, I'm going to get laughed at for saying that because everybody knows.
Everybody, bro.
Everybody's got a shade on him.
This last episode, everybody, well, not this last one. By the time everybody else is here, and then it'll be the second episode. Everybody's talking about my stick. This episode, people are going to be like, "Really? You think you're perfect? Like you're probably the least perfect in here."
Well, all of our color doors are the same on our cars.
He's not wrong.
Hey,
hey.
All right, Caleb.
kidding.
What you
Go ahead.
bringing? What you
we're
bringing?
okay.
What are you bringing?
What's your topic, Caleb?
What were you
Oh, I
saying?
got
Gosh.
it. Sorry.
Like, come
Okay.
on. What
Yeah.
was that?
What?
Nothing.
This
Okay.
is what
Anyways.
what is he supposed to be talking about? Like what the
Coming
question?
from the mistakes
Yeah,
that you've
coming
made
from
in
the
your
mistakes
life.
you made.
That was your last sentence.
Well, you interrupted me, Shane. That's your fault. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, yeah, don't be stupid. Like honestly, I know that's
Straight to the point.
You need
bro.
to quote that.
What
put it
a
on a
papa
t-shirt.
answer
We'll,
though.
we'll put that on. We'll put that on a
Like,
t-shirt.
for
That'll be our
real.
first merch. Put that on a t-shirt. Don't be stupid.
You hurt yourself with your own fault. All right, Shane, what's your topic? Or your reply?
What's your message?
I feel like I need to reevaluate mine because I was just going to tell my past
You
self
want
in
me to
like
go
2009 to just buy Bitcoin.
Oh, definitely.
Hey, that's
Tell him. Hey, and tell him to call Jesse Scroggins for him to buy some Bitcoin.
You know, we didn't know each other back then, though.
Just
I'll
tell him.
just tell him your
Tell
number
him to
too.
find me.
Did you have the same phone number back then?
I did.
Okay, there you go. All right,
I lived in Boonville, not too far from New Albany.
Okay, there we go. I'll just tell all of our past selves that hey, invest in Bitcoin.
Yes.
I'll take it. Levi, you were like 5, so
It's okay.
Hey,
Tell
you
his
can
parents
buy
to invest in Bitcoin.
Still do it. I think mine would be just I got 2.
Okay.
So, but they're like short. It's not
Yeah.
really serious. I guess like more towards like everybody, like either age, like any age, I guess.
abroad.
Yeah. Just in general.
Noised abroad.
Just I guess be more respectful towards other people.
That's a good one.
Because that's
really
not
Good one. I'm glad
that's-
y'all took all those.
like I
because-
know that's like it's been heard so many,
Yeah.
but how many people really listen to that?
Yeah,
like,
and it
realistically.
should be common sense, but
Yeah.
it's not.
Because like for like the things that I've seen, how people treat each other, it's messed up.
Going back to the 50s, I think
Sure.
that was part of it was just the respect for each other
Yeah.
that everybody had.
I'm really glad y'all said all those because now I don't feel like now that y'all got all that covered,
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad about telling our past selves to invest in
Second
Bitcoin.
one.
So my second one would be this is something I'm learning like currently, but
He's like 12 guys.
yeah, it's what's up. But no, I'm learning it though. That's what's up. Be more mindful of the way you invest in your time. 'Cause
Mhm.
time
Yeah,
comes,
definitely.
time flies by so fast.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was like I'm not old, but
Right.
like now I'm getting to college is serious, and I'm starting to really see,
It's
like,
scary.
I'm starting to really see
bro, it
how it
speeds
is,
up.
bro.
Yeah,
It
he was
speeds
12
up.
And I
5 minutes
remember,
ago, and now he's 23.
being like in 8th grade, and I was like, "Oh, it's so far.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it, dude. It's like I'm there now.
No,
Like I'm there.
your
I didn't
wheels
realize
just
it.
started spinning.
Like I just
Like, I
realized
know that's
that.
bad news, but you're just now going.
No, but
I
for
didn't
sure.
realize that until afterwards.
Oh,
So,
that explains a lot.
yeah, exactly.
But it's good that you're learning that now.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a better
Like I
job
said,
than
a
you,
lot
so
of
leave me
people
alone.
do.
I don't. Okay.
Do you have any plans made up yet?
What do you mean by that? That's a big question.
I know.
There's a lot of that.
What steps?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
What's next?
For me,
Yeah,
Northeast.
Northeast.
That's like what my eyes are geared towards right now. I'm gonna take a trade class. I'm not sure. There's 2 things I'm looking at right now. Like
I
Yeah,
would
in general.
I would make the recommendation that college is not everything when it comes to a career, especially nowadays. Like there was a point where it switched to where you needed to go to college, and that is still very prominent. But you don't have to go to a college for 15 years, you know.
yeah.
Especially in this area, if this is your plans, if you're going to go, unless you're going into something like nursing, your job perspective, I guess you could say, is going to pay the same whether you've got an 8-year degree or if you've got associate's degree in the same area locally, you know. And then you can start your life so much sooner, you know, and still have enough to make a decent living and support a family.
I do want to say that, in all seriousness, nowadays, okay, you will hear I think it's split 50-50. Go to college, and a lot of kids nowadays feel like they have to go to college so they don't disappoint their parents. But really,
Someone
Colin's
in the
over here
studio
shaking.
shaking their head. Well, I wasn't naming names as soon as we got that out.
I'll throw out names. I don't care. No, experience outweighs a college degree tenfold. Because there's a lot of times I'm an accountant and I never even finished my college degree. It's subtle flex. It's that'll be 50-50 some people telling you no, you don't have to go to college, and then some people telling you, oh, you have to go to college. Don't let nobody down.
You need some college under your
Yeah,
belt.
for sure.
You
Just
definitely a degree talks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it talks about as loud as a big degree if you're looking at something besides nursing, because nursing you can go into, you can get to nurse practitioner eventually, that kind of stuff. That's the field you're going into, then yes.
Yeah, my statement right there had put a little at risk at the thing at the end where I said experience outweighs a degree. Don't try to get experience in nursing if you don't have a degree, because you'll just end up in jail.
That's a good point. You can't practice.
And another thing, colleges are so liberal. And I'm not against.
Calm down, bro. Relax, dude.
No politics,
Wow.
bro.
So I'm gonna take over for Cody on that one.
Well, when I say liberal, I do not mean.
No more. No.
When I say liberal, I do not necessarily mean political.
He means liberal arts.
I mean lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're put into a situation where there's a bunch of other people that have no parents there.
Yeah.
And that can be a bad thing if you don't have the right foundation.
He's
I
telling
guess
you not
could
to
say.
smoke weed.
Yeah.
What I would say on that is like what you said, going into a trade. I think that trades are so undervalued.
Oh, yeah.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah, definitely.
Mainstream. Because like a plumber, electrician, these jobs that people don't want, you can make like $100 an
A
hour.
bunch of money.
No joke.
So like
Colin stalked.
the major the major thing for me, like about school, like school wise, is like I'm not dumb, but for some reason I cannot learn in a class setting.
I passed my
yeah.
algebra class by .002.
I didn't pass my algebra
My
class.
senior year of college,
Oof.
which is my second year of college. I just like saying my senior year of college because it sounds
But
better.
like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what, like, I'm just a hands-on, like, I got,
Yeah.
like, that's something I'm going to have to do. I think that's where most people, not that, like, I know what I'm talking about, but I feel like that's where most people mess up in life when they go to school.
Yeah.
I feel like they believe, like what you were saying, like, they're, underappreciated as trade classes. Because I feel like most people believe that you have to be, like, in, like, a 2-hour, like, what's it called? lecture
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time you go to
You gotta
college.
go to
But
be a
that's
doctor.
not what it should be.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's messed up. That's the main idea of school now.
Mm-hmm.
And it really
Hey.
needs to be just what fit, because we do need doctors. We don't want people
Yeah,
to listen to this
we-
podcast saying, "Oh, well, they said don't." We need doctors, so we need those
Right.
going to those 10
Mhm,
years of
yeah.
school. But do what fits you.
Yeah.
like you said.
Yeah.
Do what fits.
It's
you.
not all just lecture. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Einstein said that. He said that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, then it'll live its life, thinking it's a failure. And I think our school system in general is just big.
Mhm.
It's failed us
It's
because
terrible.
they try
honestly.
to push kids to learn. I'm not getting political here.
Sounds like it.
But no, they seriously they try to push kids to learn this, and if you don't do
Yeah.
good at it, then the kid thinks they're stupid. And-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no more politics.
All right. And so we're going to pause the topics because Cody just brought something up that people have been asking about.
I sincerely apologize to everyone whose ears are eating this podcast right now.
Because there was something brought up in the first episode that
Yes.
we were going to wait until I got back in the second episode. And this is the fourth one that we still haven't covered.
4 episodes later.
Number 4.
So I'm not going to steal Cody's thunder because he's the one that brought it up in the first one.
No, the reason that I wanted to wait is because
You weren't there the first time.
I have
legit,
told
yeah.
my side of this story multiple times when we were in the same setting. But I want to hear,
Okay.
I want us to tell the story together.
Okay.
So you can start us out since you were the driver.
All right.
This, and going back to the first episode, if you haven't listened, I don't blame you for the first episode. If you didn't get to this point, please don't feel bad.
if you
However,
want to skip the first one,
You have no excuse to not listen to this one all the way through because I feel like we've gotten better.
I've-
But this is when we were telling stories about almost dying. So this will go back, I don't know, 4 or 5 years roughly.
Yeah. Well, no, longer. It had to be like 2015-ish.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was still in high school when this happened.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there, 14, 15.
Yeah.
So to start it off, a time we almost died, we were, I don't even know what we were doing that night.
We went bowling.
We went bowling and we were taking 2 of our friends home. Can we say their names?
Yeah.
Luke and,
Just-
yeah, because it'll help.
Just don't go last name.
Yeah.
it'll build their morale.
But so we were taking Luke and David home. They were riding, and so I drove a Chevy extended cab, Silverado. It was wonderful, and
That he had just bought.
yeah. So it was me, Cody, his brother Caleb. We talked about, and Luke and David. And
We're gonna get sued for using their likeness.
yeah. So we were taking them home, and they live across the state line into Alabama. We won't say exactly where, but just across the state line into Alabama. And this kind of explains something. No, but they live right across the state line, and it's real kind of questionable territory. But we were taking them home, and we pulled off of the highway onto what was going to be their road, and we start going towards their house, and all of a sudden we see like,
Now, before he continues, this is at like 1:30 in the morning.
yeah, definitely
This is late.
pitch black.
Pitch black dark. There's no street lights on this road.
So we pull onto this road, and we're probably about a quarter mile at very most from their house. And we look on the right side of the road, and there's this driveway, and there's literally like probably 5 to 6 puppies
Yeah.
just at the end of this driveway or road or whatever it is. That and like they're just chilling.
Yeah. They were just all in a group there, just like playing on the side of the road with nobody else around.
And so we had the bright idea, it's like 1:30 in the morning. There's like 5 or 6 puppies here, and we're all, a lot younger than we are now. And we're like,
Yep.
you know what? Let's stop and pet these puppies. Because who would not stop and pet the puppies? They were
Right.
like really cute. So we stopped. We started petting the puppies, and we even picked them up. They were real friendly. We were just like, we were having a good time. And then all of a sudden,
We see a flashlight, is what it appeared to be,
Yep.
just a light like waving in the night. Since it's pitch black, we could clearly see it. So I thought, oh man, these people think we're stealing their dogs. They think that I'm sure where this is, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that they were raising dogs or something
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
to sell for hunting dogs or whatever. So it's very possible that they could have been hunting dogs that had gotten out of the pen, and these people think we're trying to, steal their dogs. So I told Jesse, I said, well, let's pull down there and tell him we found y'all's dogs. That way they'll know where they're at and stuff.
We didn't take any.
We didn't take any. I'm not saying that wasn't the original plan, but that's beside the point. So we pulled down there.
So, like he said, this guy's holding this flashlight. We go down. We're like, oh, man, he thinks we're taking his dogs. So we get down there, and I pull up, and I'm literally about to say, hey, sorry, I promise we didn't take any of the puppies. We just pet them. So we pull up, and it's two gentlemen, and one of them's holding a rifle. Now, he's not pointing it at us. He's pointing it down.
And there's probably 10 people that live down this road.
Yeah, not many at all.
Like max.
And so they tell us, they're like, hey, we need a ride back to, we don't know where we're at. They say, we need a ride back to our truck. They said we were on this creek area, and we were fishing, and the motor in our boat blew. And that they were able to get the boat back to the side of the creek and walk through the woods to the road, and they didn't know where they were at.
Now, because David and Luke lived there and it was next to a creek, at this time, we were just now getting into kayaking and going out on rivers and creeks and stuff. And we seen this creek, and we knew where it led to, so we took a trip. All of us loaded up the kayaks, and we went through this creek. And a majority of that creek, it was get out and pull your kayak.
Yeah.
Like
ankle deep.
At least 89% of the way. And if you were to follow the water up to where they were at like 50%.
Yeah.
So there was no way, and we didn't think about it at the time, but there was no way that they could have gotten a boat that far.
No, absolutely not. And like you said, not only was it like any time that you would have, you might have like 100 feet of 4 foot deep water.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, there's 30 or 40 feet that you picked up the kayak, you walked. So there's no way, unless the only way would be if it flooded, but it didn't flood.
Right. Most of the year it was dry.
So we pull up, and they have that story. Their motor blew on their boat. They got it to shore, and they walk up, and now they need a ride back to their truck. And I'm just like, what do I do?
Were they sketchy looking people?
Very,
yes.
Very. I mean,
and they
think
were,
about it. It's 1:30 in the morning. They're fishing, and
Oh,
they've got
I
a
go
rifle.
night fishing all the time, and
1
I
in the
take
morning?
my rifle. Oh yeah, I go out at 3 and 4 in the morning, dude, and I take my AR
right.
because there's crazy people out there.
You're probably one of the
You're
people
probably one of those crazy
that's
people.
going to end up like this story.
well, not only were they sketchy looking guys, and he may have mentioned it, I just wasn't listening, but they had been taking part in some surveysives
Yeah.
and were well on their way to a unstable night. They could barely walk.
Now that wasn't me. That's not me.
Well, and the boat ramp that they mentioned, we were well aware of because we had only been there during the daytime, and
Yeah.
even then it was sketchy. There was possibilities that drug deals could be going down, whatever, at any point in time in the day. And the reason why is they are probably 15 to 20 minutes from any police contact whatsoever. So some stuff had went down at that boat ramp, and it was a legit worry. So he tells them they can hop in the back of the truck.
So, yeah, and to add on to that boat ramp's completely closed in. You can't see it from anywhere. There's trees everywhere.
One way in, one way out.
No street lights there, just nothing. So, and another thing to add on is they said that they had no idea where they're at, but they said, can you take us down the Rose Trail?
Yeah. They said they got some buddies and that was down there that could wait on them, or that was waiting on them that they could load back up and load their boat back up.
So they asked that, and I'm at this hard time because, like I said, it was back then. And so, again, not to be political, but we didn't have any weapons. We were all too young to carry weapons.
Yeah.
But the moment that I got of age, I went and bought one, like literally the day of. But anyway, so we didn't have any weapons, and so like I didn't know what to do. He wasn't pointing the gun at me, but I didn't want the situation to turn bad. I really didn't know what to do. So I was like, listen, man, I don't have any room in my truck, but you can let the tailgate down, and you can ride in the bed of the truck. The two guys they can ride in the bed of the truck. I was like, that's the best that I can do, which I was telling them.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah,
best I can do.
Best I can do.
Exactly.
But
I can give you 4 cents.
So we said that they could sit in the back, and so they did. They were nice about it. they went to the back of the truck to put the tailgate down and sat on it.
And this is where the story begins.
So now, number one, I'm proud of this, but I paid cash for that truck, and it was not the best truck in the world. So like we said, it's a country road. We're going, and they sit on the tailgate. So I back up. And number one, whenever I back up, they weren't expecting it. I think I hit one of them, and the other one fell in the bed. And they're like, hey, stop that! What are y'all doing? But so my truck died. Like it just literally shut off.
Everything. No lights, no nothing. It just died right in the middle. I mean, there's no street lights around us either, so it
None.
is pitch black dark. All of a sudden we hear, hey, what y'all doing up there? What's going on?
Yeah, they were probably scared of us.
Exactly.
So we get it back on. We start turning around, and I'm like, man, this is a very, very sketchy situation. And I thought, just in case anything went down, let's just call authorities and
have them on the line.
Yeah. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like I've been
I don't think
through,
you could if your truck was dead.
Yeah, true. I feel like I've been through enough emergency situations where I was a little collected about myself. And so I'd called authorities, 911 because I didn't know the local numbers. But I told them, I was like, everything's okay right now. I just want y'all to know this is what's going on. This is what they asked us to do. And I want to be on the line just in case something goes down. And they were really cool about it. They're like, listen, you don't need to take them down there. There, like you said, there has been stuff happen there. That's not a good spot. If something happened, we can't reach you. You need to turn around and tell them get out of the truck. And I was like, okay. And while I'm sitting here talking to 911, very calm, cool, and collected, you got one of the two brothers that we mentioned that we were taking home.
Was it the younger one?
I'm not saying.
Oh.
Yeah, actually.
It was.
Yeah, we don't.
He was on the phone with his father, and this is what he was saying. I'm gonna pull out the mic. Dad, you gotta come right now. They got a gun. They're making it. They're taking him within the truck. You gotta come down. Like I'm serious. Like I'm just sitting here with 911, and I'm cool about it. I'm like, listen, they've got a gun. They ended up pointing at us, but just in case. And he's just like, no, they got a gun. They made us take him to the boat ramp. It was bad.
And this is after him waking up
Yes.
to a phone call
At 1:30 in the morning.
at 1:30 in the morning, and he's well aware of the boat ramp and what we're talking
Yeah.
about here. He knows what goes down. So at 1:30 in the morning, he's getting that phone call. Dad, there's two guys with guns, and they're trying to take us to the boat ramp.
Yeah.
And to their credit, or not their credit, but I guess to help their side of the argument out, at the time, they have both since then come a long way. But they had just moved down from the north.
Yeah.
And bless their hearts, we were trying our best. And I think we've done a pretty good job.
I think we did.
Because
we raised them right.
they were awesome when they came down, which is why we started hanging out with them. But they just hadn't experienced the South to the fullest.
Yeah.
They never got a gun pulled on them.
So we felt like this was
you
our
gotta go.
You
through
gotta
it. You gotta experience it
that
once or
life.
twice.
This was our
maybe more than
opportunity.
that. Yeah, maybe more.
to introduce them to the
It's
South.
initiation.
Yeah.
And so we were all kind of freaking out because of like the stuff surrounding the situation.
And you're
You just
young.
just look back there, pull through, soldier. you better get through this, boy.
Get yourself together. I'm pulling this truck over.
This ain't the Girl Scouts. So we're headed back, and they said to drop them off.
So, they wanted us to take them to the boat ramp, and while I was on the phone with 911, they were like, you don't need to go to the boat ramp. Stop where you're at. Tell them to get out. So I did, and literally, it's a four-way intersection, and you go down a road to the boat ramp, and so I stopped at that four-way intersection, and I hit a U-E. I wasn't even going. And they're like, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? And started hitting the truck, like I said, and I was just like, this is as far as I'm going. Y'all can walk from here. You know where it's at. There's a sign.
And we used the excuse of a curfew.
Yeah.
We said these guys have got to be home by a certain time or they're going to be getting in trouble. So this is as far as we can go. I hope y'all find y'all's boat. So we're headed back to drop them off.
We don't have the guys in the truck anymore.
No.
The gun guys.
And off in the distance,
we see headlights.
and we hear a Dodge motor just cranking coming down the road. So it's like in for all of you who've watched VeggieTales, You know the scene where in the Jonah movie, Bob's driving and the van's like swerving all over the place? That's what we're seeing coming at us.
Yeah.
So we meet him, and by him I mean their dad. And he says, "Where are the guys at?" And we said, "Well, we dropped him up," and he was gone.
Nothing else.
He didn't get any more information. So at this point, he thinks that we've just kicked him out and they're on the loose, which basically is what happened. But he thought we were still threatened.
Yeah.
And
still,
honestly, I don't blame the guy because especially since I've had my own child, if anybody started threatening my kids, they're dead or close to it. So, I understand the situation.
He might have said close to it, but he didn't really mean it. He meant they're dead.
They're dead.
And I always feel bad for the guys whenever we're talking about this because I don't think their story added up, and I don't know what their intentions were. But I will say that at this point in time, they had never pointed the gun at us.
And at this point, until he pulled up, y'all were gone. Like y'all,
Yeah,
like
we were clean.
It was clear, but he didn't give us that time to say, "Hey, everything's okay." He literally just said, "Where are they at?" And we're like, "Well, they're back," and that was it. Like
we
I said,
pointed and he was gone.
So
all he needed was a general direction.
Yeah.
that van busted out of there so fast, and so we pop a Yui, and this time my truck didn't shut off. But so we turn around, and when we turn around, we pull up, and I'm gonna let Cody say what we saw. when we pulled
Okay,
up.
so I had the best view of this.
Yep.
I was in the passenger seat, and my window was down from telling the guys we had to get the curfew and all that taken care of. So we turn around, we get there, we pull up, and in front of this Dodge, I guess it's like I don't know if it's
Grand
a caravan. Yeah, but it's
No,
like the one that had the wooden interior that
I
was
forgot what they're
basically
Station
like,
called.
wagon?
basically
No.
like a camper.
It was
a van.
It's a name. It's a something van,
can't
but they
think
were
of it.
very popular in like the 90s.
It's like a hippie wagon
conversion
of
van.
the 90s.
Let's
They're
Yeah.
called
It is.
conversion vans.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what they're called. They got TVs and like the rope lights.
Oh,
around
yeah.
It's a
It was
conversion
nice.
van.
So in front of this van, I see their dad with a shotgun
Yes.
pointed at the ground. And I was like, what's he pointing at the ground for? Well, I look, and both of these guys are in the ditch, face down with their guns like 3 feet
real.
away. And he wasn't going to shoot them. I honestly believe that,
No, definitely
especially
not.
with what takes place
Yeah,
next.
definitely not.
But he said, we've called the cops, and they're on the way. Y'all need to stay where you're at, or I will shoot you. So they're like, dude, there's nothing going on, and they told him the same story that they told us. But he still got the gun. Well, one of the old boys had enough. He was tired of laying in the ditch. So he said, you ain't going to shoot me.
No. Let me say what he
Go
said.
ahead.
You ready? Then I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the mic back for this one too. He said, are you a cop?
Yeah.
You ain't no cop. You ain't gonna shoot me.
So they called his bluff. And
Yeah.
so he runs over and picks his gun up. Well, his buddy sees what he's doing. So his buddy runs and grabs his gun. So
Talk
at this
about
time,
support.
the dad hands me the shotgun. And he gets in the van and he takes off, like gone. Well, they shoot at him. Well, we're sitting here watching them shoot at him. So we're like, we got to get out of here.
That guy's from Cody to Levi.
Yeah.
Seriously. And he just threw a gun at Cody. Cody can't like grab it fast enough
Yeah.
or anything.
He just kind of threw it in the truck and he hopped. He had his door open in case things went south, which they did. And so he takes off. Well,
Just leaving you guys.
leaving us
Yeah.
there. So Jesse was like, well, we got to do something. So he floors it, and we hear shots, pow, 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 pow. And there's some railroad tracks just right down from where we're talking
Yeah.
about, and we cleared those railroad tracks.
Oh, bro, I was going like 80.
It was
maybe
awesome.
90 in that little truck. It didn't break down the second time. But another thing, too, is like once they started firing, so I know the viewers can't see this, but for y'all, I'm going to do my hands. So the
Just
conversion
imagine a
van-
2-lane road with 2 cars facing the same
Yeah.
direction side by side. That's
conversion van
That's
on the
us in
right.
the conversion van.
And-
We're in the left lane
Yeah.
facing oncoming traffic.
So when that conversion van went and those people were standing on the right side, they were shooting towards the van, and so we were in their line of fire if we went. So I let them get a couple shots off, like, I don't want to just drive in their line of fire. So like we got a break, and so I just went, and so we went to that intersection. The van and the father went left, and so we went right. And I had probably the nicest drift ever.
Oh, it was pretty nice.
And then, like you said, we went airborne.
We did, and that's our story of the night we almost died. But you want to talk about an adrenaline rush?
Oh, but bro,
We were shaking.
remember there's more. So we started We remember we went down past the railroad tracks and we turned around,
Yeah.
come back because like once you go past those railroad tracks, there's nothing.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You can't get out that way.
I completely
We had
forgot
to come
this.
back the same way we came in. And so we turned around and came back the railroad tracks. We weren't going as fast this time. And we saw the guys crawling into a ditch
Yeah.
back towards the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
So if they
Very
knew where
weird.
the boat ramp was, they would be headed back to the boat ramp.
But they
But
weren't
were
headed,
crawling
yeah.
down into the ditch.
Not towards the boat ramp.
No.
And so we get back towards the highway, and there's the father with the van, and he's sitting next to a deputy. And so we pull up. And the deputy's like really cool about it. Like, he's just it's like a
It's like
normal
nothing
Friday
happened.
night for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we told him the entire story, what happened, shots fired, everything. He's like, "What do you want me to do about it?" He's like, "You want to press charges or
pulled-
something? Like, what do you want to do?"
The dad had done explained what had happened in the situation, and we pulled up, and the guy was like, "All right, so what happened? What took place?" And so we
How
started
old was
telling.
the guy? The deputy.
He was probably
he old?
mid-30s,
He's
roughly.
middle aged.
He was a cool guy. He was just your
Yeah.
standard, just cool cop. But yeah, he was like, I mean, we'll go look for them, but chances are they're long gone. So, anyways, so the people requested it, and now you have.
Bro,
heard it.
you keep ending this story early.
Is there more?
You don't remember what happened when we left?
No.
Bro, they found those guys.
Oh, did they?
You don't remember this?
I don't
You're
remember
about
this.
to.
This is new for him too.
This is.
No,
I'm
you're about
sure
to
I knew
remember.
it.
So
This is-
they went back and they did find them, and they arrested them, both the guys. But since we said no, we don't want to press charges, they let them go that night.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Those guys, the ones that didn't know where they were at, went back to that same place. And like I said, this all happened like a quarter mile from their house.
Mm-hmm.
They went back and found the driveway that van was in, and they stood there all night saying, "Come out and fight me, come
Yeah.
out and blah, blah, blah."
Bro.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's sketchy.
But
They
see,
called
we
the
had-
cops on them again. They're like, "We can't do anything. They're not on your property."
I'm sorry, guys, but I would have shot him.
Well, they weren't on their property legally. They couldn't
Yeah.
have. I do believe he would have shot then because there was a definite threat, and really all he was trying to do was be big enough that they wouldn't try to buck up against him until the cops got there, and then we could work it all out in the safety of a deputy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but with them being drunk, him being half asleep because he just woke up to this.
and how his son
Yeah.
portrayed the situation too.
Yeah.
Hey, trust me, I know how aggressive northern dads can be.
Wow, that was all right.
Is that a relationship problem?
Let's not go into it. They might listen.
All right.
What?
Was you gonna say something?
I don't know if we have enough time for this one, so probably
got?
bring it up. You wanted to talk about the, Ice Week, we still gonna call?
Yeah.
We saw that.
Also,
I think
wanna
we
talk
all
about
have
my
our-
dinosaurs.
Individual stories for that.
We just went through Snowmageddon 2021.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
It was amazing.
I worked from
Sure.
home, and every day after I got off, I headed over to my parents' house. They got a big field.
Did you know a lot of people from the north, like a lot of my friends from the north, have never had snow cream?
Really?
Yeah, they'd never even heard of it.
That's
That
because
was
it's
part
not
of-
rare for them.
That was part of our.
Yeah,
deal
I
with
made snow cream every night.
Yeah.
I made a snow cream like frappuccino with coffee.
Well,
one
my
night. It
mom
was
made some
fire.
pretty awesome coffee.
Dude,
What-
yeah.
I think there was like 10 4-wheelers and about 30 people.
That coffee was probably like easily one of the best things I've ever tasted.
It was so
It was
good.
like I don't even know
Yeah.
how to explain that. Like
I'm sure being freezing cold and going in there
Yeah,
and drinking,
true.
Drinking something.
Yeah.
but it was still some pretty good coffee.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, I could have drunk it at home. I did drink some more later on when I was in the house,
yeah.
warmed up, and it's awesome coffee.
I didn't experience that because we had just had our newborn. Shout out to Archer
Asher.
Scroggins.
Asher,
And so we stayed home during the entire time. We did build snowmen with my
they
oldest
won.
son.
Won the
No,
Or y'all didn't win?
bro. We should have, but it was
Honorable
political.
mention.
I don't want to talk about it. It was
Okay,
political.
all right.
No, yeah.
I do want to say that there was a lot of, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say near death experiences during that whole week.
Yeah,
But
that's
there was
whole
a
nother
lot of
podcast.
close, like, injuries, like, for real.
Okay,
There
so
was
I would go
insurance.
over to my parents' house, and where Levi and Papa were staying was pretty close to my parents' house. And just at random times of the day, you would just see something you would not like. They were pulling a trailer around with like 10 people just loaded up on the trailer,
Yeah.
bouncing around.
Being pulled by a four-wheeler, by the way.
Yeah, being pulled by a four wheeler.
That
With-
is definitely where some of the injuries were involved.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him for that right there.
Like
They
it was-
were they were literally stacked on the trailer like sardines, safely for all the parents who were listening. There was no danger of anything like them dying or anything.
Then
As far as what I've seen.
I almost got hit by a tree.
Did you almost get
And
hit
he was
by a
driving.
tree?
And he was driving.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have let you hit that
Dog.
tree.
okay.
Caleb smacked some trees, bro.
Ruben swung me into a tree.
Did he really?
He did.
That's hilarious.
It did not hurt, thankfully, but he did swing me into a tree.
Shout out to my wife.
Twice, I think.
Twice?
Yeah, because we were at Leanne's
You
house
think? You
one
don't
night.
remember?
No, I do remember this now. We were at Leanne's house. I don't remember what night it was. Anyways, well, the yard is small, so he didn't really have much room to go,
hmm
and swung me into another tree.
That's hilarious. A shout out to my wife. She endured her first flip on a four-wheeler. This was just us out riding. We was doing donuts, and it was towards the end of it, and we caught a dry spot. It wasn't nothing serious. We just kind of flipped over on our
Well,
side.
you
kind of
guys
rolled it.
While you
Yeah.
guys were all out having fun, my car got broken into.
I heard about that.
Yeah, they
Ooh.
siphoned my gas and tried to break
That's
my. I have a camera that records, and one of them is like on the outside of my car. They tried to break that camera. They siphoned my gas, and the battery was dead.
Painted your door green.
Bro, just going in on the door.
So I guess my one fun driving wise that I did have.
Hey, wait till it's
well,
done.
there's two.
It'll look a lot cooler
But-
in your car.
Yeah.
So that whole week I went to work 2 days. Two days I was off because of the baby. I went in one day, off one day, in one day. But so one of the days that I went into work, that it was that Wednesday, and that Wednesday night is when it got really bad again. You know, everything like refroze over. And so I was on my way home, and I haven't really told anybody but my wife this, but everyone knows that there
we
was
might not need to know about that.
there was a situation in Burnsville on the ramp where there was a car in the ditch, and so I turned on the ramp and I was going down, and I was okay until I decided that I needed to get my phone out to take a picture of this car in the
Yeah,
ditch.
you mentioned this.
And that moment when I wasn't paying attention to the road, I was just trying to take a picture of the car in the ditch, is the moment that my back wheels literally just started going right and my front was going left. And so I'm going down the ramp, and the back end of my truck, and I was in full drive, the back end of my truck just starts sliding, and I go sideways, and I'm literally headed straight towards this car. I'm just going to sit on this car. Like, that's it. But so I was in full drive, and I just stomped on the gas, and I walked the truck up sideways literally the entire way up the ramp. And I stopped, and there was a Burnsville cop and a sheriff there that were trying to wait for the wrecker to pull that car out of the ditch. And when I got up there, they're like, "You didn't make it, did you?" I was like, "No, but I'm back up here now."
It's scary when you do that because you literally have no control over. It's
but I
weird.
wish I had
Like,
a video.
like in my life, I've drifted, I've done donuts,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, and you have control even if you're on a wet surface or a gravelly surface. On that kind of stuff,
Nothing.
you're
Nothing.
Like, the thing to me is, like, I drove once or twice when it was like that, but, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna wrap. Okay, anyways, is like, if you do wreck when it's sliding, you're going so slow,
Yeah.
and it's kind of depressing
It's
because
just like-
you're just watching it happen, and
Yeah.
you're just kind of slowly sliding. You're like, you can't do
This is
nothing.
it.
This is it.
It's like falling
Total.
to your death
It's-
for like
yeah.
10 seconds. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm still falling, you know?
Okay,
Shane.
so I have two little things that I want to squeeze in here real quick, and then we need to quit. But my first one is it was a snow thing. My neighborhood or my street. We'll stay confined to my street. My street is no bigger than, I'd say, probably 30, 40 yards long. My street. It's not a very big street at all. and I was driving around when it first started snowing really bad in my car. This was before it got broken into, obviously. And I was driving around, and I've got a Mustang with super wide tires, so of course I go around the curve. It's gonna start sliding a little bit.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna slide in the snow, especially me. Well, I drove around the neighborhood a couple times. I surprisingly wasn't doing anything stupid at the time, just because there's tons of cars on the side of the road around my neighborhood. Well, I finally decided that's enough for the night. I had my little brother in the car with me, but I finally decided that was enough for the night, and I was trying to get up my driveway. I couldn't get up my driveway because it's about a 45-degree incline, and as soon as I started pulling in my driveway, my car started sliding, which was the worst time it could happen, because as soon as I start sliding sideways in my driveway, my brother taps me and start tapping me. I'm like, hang on, because my tires are spinning. And he said, Bubba, it's the police. I was like, oh. So I stopped the car halfway up the hill. It was inching down the hill, which made me nervous. And then the cop's going to tell me to get out of the car. I was like, bro, I'm sliding. And finally it stopped sliding. And I put the handbrake on, put it in gear so it wouldn't, so hopefully it wouldn't slide any more than that. Well, the cop told me that they got a call saying I was going 70 miles an hour down the road and that I went in the ditch. And you couldn't go 70 miles an hour down my road on a dry day, much less in the snow. And I told him no. I said, I just told him, I was going 15 at most. I said, you can ask my brother who's in the car with me. And he said, so if I go up there and look at your car, there's no damage and no mud from where you went in the ditch. I said, go.
But there's damage.
I told him, I said, go look. I said, I didn't go in a ditch. I said, now I'm going to tell you, I've got 315, I've got 315s on the back of that car. They're summer tires. So anytime I go around a curve, it's going to get a little sideways.
I thought you were going to warn them that your car's like 40 different colors already.
But no, and then a second cop came up. About 5 cop cars showed up, to the scene.
Does this ever get old for you?
I'm used to it by now. But the second cop got out of his car and he said, don't you realize it's idiots like you that puts our life in danger having to come out to calls like this? And I said, well, it's not my fault that y'all responded when I wasn't doing anything. But he went and got back in his car. And then me and the other cop was talking. He was real chill. And then finally that cop, the chill cop, was like, hey, well, don't leave your driveway again or you're going to get a ticket. And I looked at it, and
is this America or
is this
what?
House arrest?
This is where he stopped being so chill, because I feel kind of bad because I got a little disrespectful, but I turned my head and I looked at him and said, for what? And he said, do you got an argument? I said, I do got an argument. I wasn't doing nothing. And somebody called on me for stupid stuff. And I said, he said, what were you even doing out? And I said, well, I wanted to go see what the roads were like. And then that's when the other cop came back and it was like, well, any idiot can look outside the window right now and see how the roads are. You don't need to be driving in it.
He's not wrong, but it was wrong to make you stay in your driveway.
The other cop was like, all right, well, just don't leave your driveway again and you'll get a ticket. I mean, he said, no, these are his like words. I'm quoting him word for word. He said verbatim. Yes. He said the only people that should be getting out right now is if you got to go to the hospital. And I said, whatever. And they just left. They parked down the road for like 15 minutes before.
Just take a gun to your knee.
Hey, bro, I need a ride.
But my second thing that I want to squeeze in there, and this has nothing to do with what I was just talking about.
Oh, wow.
But I've been hanging on to this all week. I've been wanting to. I've been trying to tell everybody, but Cody's like, save it for the podcast. But
yeah. Just real quick.
It just take a second.
I don't feel like it's going to be long.
It's not a conversation thing. This is a theory for me, and I believe it wholeheartedly.
For him and only him, nobody else.
No, people believe it, and it makes sense. Okay, my thing is, and prepare. I hope you're sitting down.
You're not going to understand it.
It takes a big brain to understand this. Okay, so all of you imbeciles. All right. I'm hyping this up, and it's not even that. But okay, we've never found a full dinosaur skeleton. Maybe one.
Dun dun dun.
Maybe one dinosaur skeleton, like completely. Namely, we've never found a full T-Rex skeleton. All we found that is 100% a part of a T-Rex is the skull. My theory for that is that we haven't found it because their bones were hollow. Why were they hollow? Somebody asked me why they were hollow.
Wow.
Yo, Shane.
Wait.
Yeah.
Shane. Why were they hollow?
Well, I think they were hollow because they had.
There it is. We've been waiting on the podcast for it. There it is.
Okay. All right. All right. I think they were hollow because they had to fly. Why did they have to? Ask me that. Why did they have to fly?
Shane.
Yeah.
Why do they fly?
Because they weren't T-Rexes. Ask me what they were.
Shane.
Wait.
Shane. What were they?
Dragons.
Yeah, and that's where he lost us.
I should just cut the podcast right there. That's all you hear, just dragons. Why does every culture have a dragon in it?
I feel like he fact checked you.
Well,
He totally just Googled something.
but okay, but
Hang on, before we go any further, I googled how many full.
if you disprove my theory here, we're not friends anymore.
I'm an expert on dinosaurs and that type of stuff, and my expertise comes from the last 2 minutes I've spent on Google. It says 42 individual full skeletons of dinosaurs have been unearthed in the interior United States.
But
So that's not worldwide. That's just the U.S.
There you
But
have it,
that's- but
folks.
that's the thing,
T-Rexes
it
are
has
not dragons.
But that's what kind of dinosaur skeletons? They were probably the only. I was looking this up the other night.
Tyrannosaurus.
This myth is busted.
Oh, that's Wikipedia. Anybody can
also
change
known
Wikipedia.
as the T-Rex.
And anybody can. No, you can look it up though. Seriously.
Wait, we're running out of time, but which one I liked more was your chicken one.
I'll get there. It,
Does
it'll come
it
full
tie
circle.
into Dragon T-Rex?
No,
Oh,
one,
yeah.
Okay, one. People can change the Wikipedia stuff, so that's not a
You're
good
right.
source. They won't let us use Wikipedia in college, but as a source. But anyways, nobody has ever found a full T-Rex skeleton.
Okay.
I promise on that one.
That
I
we
promise on that
think.
Okay.
one. That we know of, because they were dragons. Why does every culture have a dragon in it? In the
Because-
Bible, when John was talking about dragon, how did he know what to refer to when he said that he saw in his dream was a dragon? Okay, so there, evidence of dragons because of everything. My second point: we don't know what the skin of dinosaurs felt like.
Yo, hold on.
On the John point, though, like, did you get the real translation of the word dragon and make sure?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Isn't it like a wild bull?
No,
It might just
but-
be a great fish. You know?
but it also said that because it says the devil's like a dragon. So there. So what is it? What are we referring to when he says dragon? I mean, he's got to know what a dragon looks like.
It would be really scary to think.
Unicorns are in the
of-
Bible.
I think that's
Yeah,
a
that's the
rhinoceros.
wild bull.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think that's what
It would be actually scary since you did say that we don't know what their skin was. What if like there was just full dinosaurs with our skin?
But no,
Dude, they got acne and pimples and
Think
freckles.
about how weird that would
this
be.
one I started googling this one, and this one I'm actually way more right on than you guys think. The second point. We don't know what the skin of dinosaurs are like. It probably
wait to
wasn't
hear
like
this.
like reptilian skin. It probably was not reptilian skin. Raptors.
Here we go.
Somebody asked me what I'm about to say about a raptor.
What are you about to say about raptor? Wait, I want Levi to say.
Shane.
Yeah.
What about raptors?
Their skin could have been feathers.
Wait,
So ask me why I think their skin could have been feathers.
Shane. Why do you think they were feathers?
I think raptors are chickens.
Yo, I can't even like I knew it was coming, but like just hearing him say it though, like,
we're literally
Oh,
eating
man.
velociraptor
I got one more thing.
nuggets.
Ask me what my last thing is.
What's your last thing, Shane? Oh, sorry, Levi.
Shane, what's your last thing?
If you check the DNA of a raptor, it's
Which you have clearly done.
yes, I have done it. If you check the DNA of a raptor,
It's got McNuggets in it.
no, it is very close to be a chicken DNA. So, in conclusion,
Hang on. Just
Yeah, we got.
We can't let this go. I know this podcast is running long, but you literally have nothing else to do, so just keep listening. All right.
People have been wanting more of this anyways.
Yeah, y'all
not
want
wrong.
2 episodes? We're gonna do it in 1 episode. All right. I don't see what we're accomplishing by knowing this. Number 1. Number 2, who has the DNA of a raptor?
Yeah, that's
on.
a good question.
Who doesn't?
Their bones?
No, I'm playing.
Check their bones.
okay. All right, go ahead.
Oh.
Mine bad. I'm sorry. I don't do the science.
Okay.
The
so,
science.
Wait a second. I gotta debunk this. No, never mind. I'm sorry. I was thinking pterodactyl.
No.
All right.
Raptors couldn't
Tara,
fly.
what?
So
Wait,
Ford,
could raptors
He
fly?
said, Tara, what?
Raptors. I don't think raptors can fly.
No, raptors
So-
couldn't fly.
If
They're
you
the
jump
ones
them
in
right.
Jurassic
Fly a
Park
little
that
bit.
like run really fast and they can be tamed. Okay. In conclusion, ask me what my conclusion is.
Shane, what's your conclusion?
Raptors are chickens.